Guys, how are you? Well, today we're going to have the session number 3 of the second week. Okay? In the first two sessions of this week, we have studied fractions, decimals, we have remembered the characteristics of the rational and the irrational numbers. And on today, we're going to study or to remember rates, ratios, proportions. Okay? Number one, what is a ratio? The ratio is a relation between two quantities, two numbers, two situations. We're going to compare the things. Please remember I told you in class, what is the ratio of girls to boys? What is the ratio of, 6A students to all the 6th graders at CMA? If we have this situation, look, we have this situation. Two triangles, one circle, one square. So what is the ratio of circles to squares? Circles, 1. Squares, 1. So it's 1 to 1. Okay, 1. Please remember that we need to respect the order. I mean, if you have the ratio circles to squares, when you write it by using numbers, you're going to write first the circles and then the squares. Also, very important to remember, to write a ratio, we can use 3 different ways. We can use the column, or we can use the fraction, or we can use 1 to 1. The word 2. So 1 to 1, 1 to 1, or 1 to 1 represent, all of them represent exactly the same situation. What is the ratio of triangles to circles? 2 triangles, 1 circle, so is 2 to 1, 2 to 1, or 2 to 1, okay? 2 to 1, 2 to 1, or 2 to 1. Now, squares to all. 1 square, 4 figures, so 1 to 4, 1 to 4, or 1 to 4. Okay, this is the first part, ratio. Rate, please remember in the rate, we are going to have a comparison of 2 numbers, but I told you in class, we cover 160 in 2. Does it make sense? No. We need the units. 160 kilometers in 2 hours. I eat 2 candies per day. $180 in 5 days. I cover whatever you want. The units are important because without the units we cannot understand what the situation is talking about. And the third part, proportions. This is a proportion. Please remember we have to apply the cross product. When we have a context, when we have the context of a situation, of a problem, we can identify if the problem is direct or inverse. What is the difference? Direct situations. If I have more money, I can buy more hamburgers. So more money, more hamburgers, both variables are going up or the 2 variables are going down. That's a direct situation. In a direct situation, we multiply and cross. For example, if this is a direct situation, we multiply, we have 2 lines. One line is complete, that's the one that you multiply 20 times 4 and then you divide by 5 to find the value of the variable. Okay? Do you remember? Second situations, inverse situations. In the inverse situations, if one variable increases, the other one decreases. For example, I want to drive from Bogota to Tunja, and I spent 2 hours driving. The speed was 80 kilometers per hour. When I realized, when I arrived Tunja, I realized I spent a lot of time, so I want to spend less time. If I need less time, if I need to arrive earlier, do I need to go faster or slower? Faster, right? So, speed, time. If the time is more, it's because you're going slower. If you drive faster, the time is going to be less. Please remember the problems we solved in class about the pipes, about the workers working in a house to doing a task or to doing something. Okay, so on this session, ratios, rates, very important, the rates, the units, and proportions, direct and inverse. You're going to find a worksheet with problems. The idea is to remember all these concepts, stuff. If you have a question, please let them know it to me. I'm going to help you. Bye bye. I'm with you, guys. Bye bye. Ciao. Ciao.